I'ma soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard.
Yo, what it do, YouTube? We're back. Another video with your boy Mexican Lee, Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage. Fresh out of work. Man, not feeling too good today. I don't know if it's my allergies or if I'm coming down with COVID again, but god dang, I hope I ain't coming down with COVID, man. Being old, that shit sucks. But let me make sure I turn this music off. We're gonna go ahead and get this heater box going so y'all can follow along. And if this is something you guys want to tackle, it's not that hard. The thing is what I always try to recommend is take a lot of pictures. Take a lot of pictures. I ended up going on Amazon. I bought me a little cheap vacuum testing tool, but it's also a 2-in-1 vacuum tester and brake bleeder. So let's turn this camera around real quick. See the SS. I took that boy to work today, boy. I was floating on the highway tonight. I think I hit about 95 on the way home. But here we go. This is a little cheap one I bought off Amazon. And like I said, it's a brake bleeder and vacuum pump tester. So it comes with all these little fittings, the little cup for the brake juice. So I hooked this little hose to it with that adapter, and I tested these little vacuum canisters right here to make sure they were actually holding vacuum, and they do. Really, really good. So let's try it and see if I can do this one-handedly, just so I can show y'all what these things do and how they control your vents on the inside. Oh man, can't do it. Let's see. Let's plug into the yellow line, see if we can get this in there decently enough to get it to work. But that's that flap in there. Yeah, it ain't gonna, I don't think it's gonna stick in there that well. Hold on, y'all. Hold on one quick second. Let me try to shove this in here. I'm gonna go with this orange one just to show you. It's a little bit better, a little bit more visible. And doing this stuff one-handed is really challenging. But we'll get it right. I just need to shove it in just a little bit just to get her to, so she can seal up pretty decently. So I think that'll do it right there. Nope, she fell out. But anyways, if you can get this in there to stay, what you're gonna do is you pump it a few times, and she activates that little, with the vacuum, she activates the door, okay? You can see how that's closing or opening, whatever the case may be. Then you let it set a few minutes. You watch your gauge, and as long as that gauge doesn't move, as long as this flap doesn't come back down, then your canisters are good. They're in perfect working order, okay? So you want to test every one. There's one on this one here. There's one on the side here that has the two in and out vacuum lines hooked up. So this flap right here is going to either open this way or it's going to open this way downwards. I can't remember exactly what that controls. I think that's either your vents that go up to your dash or the ones that go to the floor, and the ones that go up to your window for your defrost. I think that's what that one controls. This one right here controls the hot and cold. So this is on the cable. That's on your cable on your controls on your dashboard. All right. A lot of times you got to be very careful with these because these break. And I do believe I have an extra one. I got to look. I think I ordered an extra one of these little white clips right here too. But I got to go back in my box there. I got all my Monte Carlo stuff in. But anyways, you see how that flap stays there. So in the kit, kit, they sell you all these little rubber seals that go inside all these vents. There's supposed to be a flap that goes on this one that seals right up to the wall here, down here, and over here on the side. And that's what traps all your hot air, your cold air. That's what makes your AC box work like brand new. And then of course you got the seal that comes around this outer piece like this right here. That's the old seal. So that's got to come back off still. But what we're gonna do, I just mainly wanted to test these to make sure they were gonna, you know, they're in working order, which they are. So now let's release the vacuum. She closes like she's supposed to. All right, so we can unhook that. I can put this tool away. I got one more under my dash. There's one more under the dash over here on this side, on the driver's side. So I'll test that a little bit later on. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start tearing this bad boy apart. The one thing I can highly recommend on this thing too, like I say, is all your little screws, they're pretty much all the same size. There's, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4, but try to keep them in order. What I always do is whatever I take apart, I always try to set the screws in that same, more or less like vicinity or the area where I took them from. And that way, let's say I take all the screws off this lid, I put them in the shape of the lid, like right here, right on the side of the table, right? So once I get the cover off, then I'll grab that screw that might have been from this hole. It'll be like right here. I'll put that one right back in that same hole. That way I know exactly where all these screws are gonna go. And I'm not, you know, breaking no holes if they're too long. But if, let's say this screw right here was, you know, that much longer, of course you already know it's not going to fit in that slot in this position. So just try to be mindful of that. It's so many, they're all, you know, like these are smaller than these don't have the big washer on them, so you already know you ain't going to get those mixed up. And it's only so many that hold the blower motor on. So like I said before, when we first put this motor in the Regal, when we first bought it, I changed out the heater core in this here. So I had already I made my own seals that go in here out of some old rubber that I had, but I didn't know at the time that they actually had a kit to rebuild the whole box on the inside. So once I did this car, now I know what I'm doing. So we're gonna take y'all along for the ride on this one. So let me cut this camera off and get to work and start taking out these bolts and getting them situated. That way I can have my son clean this thing up tomorrow while I'm at work, and we can paint it and start getting the flaps cleaned up. Let me show you that real quick. Not so much this one right here. This one's gonna be fine, but this one in here, if you can see, it's all nasty, dirty, rusty. I'm gonna have them hit that with the wire wheel, get it nice and shiny. We're gonna prime it, paint it, and then that way we can, once she's totally dry, then we'll get some 3M glue and then glue on our seals. And I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's get to work, baby. All right, here we go. So we got the blower motor fan off. we got the lid off, and I think I'm gonna end up getting a lot of these screws. I'm gonna go to the hardware store and try to match them up, but I want all the same type of screws because I'm not sure why, but there's 1, 2, 3 different types of screws in this box holding it together. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to make a trip to the hardware store and see if I can just buy a few that are one size, one kind of screw. So she actually don't look too bad in here. The thing is though, I want to reseal all this up because I didn't, when I did it before, I just put this rubber seal in here. I don't even remember what it was, but I think it was just like a regular, like, thin, like a double-sided tape or something I put in here. But there's supposed to be a bead of butyl that goes right through here. All this whole box is going to be sealed up. All this stuff right here, they sell this in the kit, but this is what I was talking about, where I bought my own seals in them little boxes up there that I was showing you in the last video. That's where I put these seals that I made my own. The ones in the kit were good, but I just wanted to do my own. So again, like this little rusty flap, it's not even a flap, it's like a separator. That's going to get sanded and painted. We're going to get this heater core out. I'm going to reflush this, and I'm going to flush this because these are still good. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm going to just flush them out, clean them up really good. But that's it. We got the lid off. So now I can go ahead and get the heater core out and the, man, what is this thing called? Evaporator core. We can go ahead and get that out. I think that actually can just slide out. Let's see. Yep. See, those were the little things that came in the kit. Oh, there weren't even one on this side, but there's one on that side. And then this stuff I got from work, the foam. So I kind of made my own seals when I did that back then. Just got to be real careful with these things because they bend real super easy. So you got to be real careful with that. The ends, the tubes. Let's see, for the heater core, that I think there's a couple bolts up here. One down here, one at the bottom. Little screws. That's going to be trash. But see, there's butyl down in here at the bottom. See if we can get the camera to focus. All that's all nasty and cruddy and not sealing up. So all that's going to come apart, get scraped out of there, cleaned up, and then redone. So like that right there, that flap, that's the one I was telling you. That's going to get all sanded. And the flap, the seal on this one doesn't even look that bad. It looks like it's sealing up pretty good still. But I'm going to change it anyways. Man, that one looks really good. Maybe I won't. It doesn't look ripped or broken or anything. Yeah, we're going to have to be careful with that one because maybe I won't even change that seal. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But you can see here goes another, that little rubber seal that goes here. That seals the lid on the top. But I think, like I said, I think I just used regular double-sided tape for that. This I just kind of made when I did the heater core, and it sealed it up pretty good. It worked. It did its job actually. There wasn't no air escaping from that. But oh shoot, that can come out right now too. Let's get that out of there. Now we can get it cleaned up. Because I'm pretty sure I put plugs in here when we took the motor out, so there's probably a little bit of coolant left in this thing. But we're going to go ahead and get some flush and flush it out really good. So we'll just set that to the side, out of the way so it doesn't get damaged. Then we'll go ahead and put all these screws back in here in the holes that they came out of. And then we'll go ahead and start separating the box. There's one piece here that's going to be its own piece. Then, let me see, this piece comes out of here. And then this whole thing is one piece. So that's two. This is going to be its own separate piece. That's three. And then the back is going to be its own separate piece. So that's four. So let me hurry up and get the rest of this thing taken apart. And we'll cut you back on here in a little bit. right, YouTube, we're back. We got her all tore apart. And like I said, every nut or screw that I took out, I put back in the same spot, in the same hole where I took it out of. That way I don't have different size screws, or there's a few of them that are different sizes than others, different threads. I don't have them just laying all over the place. I don't remember how to put it back together. They're all back in their same, position holes that I took them out of. A couple of them I got to replace because I remember some of these were stripped out. So I don't know how I'm going to fix that yet. I might just fill them with some epoxy and then drill them out and then rethread them. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to have my son hit this whole thing with the wire wheel just to kind of get some of this undercoating off right here. But we're going to shampoo it real good. And then, as you can see where some of the factory seals were in here. That, kind of sealed off the box, all the different compartments. So all that is like that factory butyl. That's what seals that off. It's just that ribbon, that rubber ribbon. So they squirt it all down in there. They put all the pieces in, and that's what seals every little compartment off from each other. And that's how you keep everything, separated as far as your hot and your cold airs. But man, this thing was in really good condition for the year. But it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Especially this thing right here. On mine, on the Monty, man, this didn't even have this rubber seal on it. Look at how good that rubber seal is. It's not cracked or anything. So I might have my son just real quick scuff this up with a Scotch Brite or something, and then we'll just paint it. That way I don't have to take that seal off, man. It's not cracked or anything, ripped. Once we clean it with some dish soap, I'll double check it, and then if we have to, then we'll go ahead and take that flap out and put the new seal on it. But if not, man, I'm gonna leave it like that for this piece. But for the most part, that's it, man. So you got one. This is the back. That's the little part that holds the blower fan. That's what separates that tunnel for the blower fan. And then this is your top. So this covers over that, of course. So you got 1, 2, 3. Then your main box, 4, 5, 6. 6 pieces. So this has got to get cleaned up with the wire wheel, and then we'll paint it. In this piece, in order to get this off, you have to take your vacuum canister off. There's 2 nuts that hold it right here. See how it kind of goes through that hole, like so. Then this arm attaches to this right here. So what you have to do is undo these 2 nuts and you got to set it at an angle, kind of wiggle it around a little bit, pull it out some, and then see if we can get you focused in here right. You pull it out, like pull the threads out of the holes, and then kind of wiggle this thing around a little bit to where you can make this part of it right here go up like this and off of that nipple right here. That's how you get that out. And then you just pull it out, set it to the side. Then you get a pair of pliers, some needle nose pliers, and just grab the tip of this right here. I guess I'll call that the shaft. You grab that on the tip of it, and then the bottom right there on the arm itself, and squeeze. And you see how that kind of pushed up like that? I'll do it again. I don't want to put it all the way on because it was kind of tough taking it off. But if you can, squirt a little bit of WD-40 or something in here to make it a little easier for you to get it off. But again, you get your needle nose pliers or a regular pair of pliers. Needle nose worked for me better. I don't know if you can see it that way better. See, I'm trying to do it to where y'all can see pretty good. You get it on the bottom and then the top, and then squeeze it. And that's how you get this door off. Once you get it to a certain point, then you can pull it off by hand. It's real easy. But make sure you take pictures of it before you take it off, because it only goes on one way. This right here has always got to be on this side, because that's when your actuator comes in, or your little vacuum canister goes in. That arm is going to attach to this right here. So you can't flip it on the wrong side. You can't put it upside down. So just always make a mental note of that, or take pictures. I just took pictures. So that helps me out when I put it back together. So now everything's ready. This is going to get hit. These 3 pieces will get hit with the wire wheel, cleaned up really good and painted. And then all this stuff, I'll have my son wash this up with some dish soap really, really good. And then while I'm at work, he can go ahead and start scraping all this old butyl out of here. I did that on my car and I didn't like it. His is more, it's more hard. It's solid. Mine was real gummy and nasty, and that stuff stuck to my fingers for days. So that's it, y'all. That's part 1. Actually, part 2 to the heater box breakdown. So he came out here earlier, covered up the hole. He should have done that. I should have done that actually when I first took this off. That way I don't have spiders or nothing crawling in there. I don't think I got any mice or anything in my shop. I haven't seen nothing, no remains of them being in here. So that's a good thing. But that's it, y'all. That's the heater box tear down. So this will be video part 2. But stay tuned for part 3. All right, I'm getting ready to go in the house, taking a shower, and get to bed. Mexican Leagues Therapy Garage. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that way every time I drop a video, y'all see it. Again, man, thanks for all those who hit me up and started following me. Man, I appreciate it. I'll definitely be hitting y'all up. I've already subscribed to many channels, people that reached out to me. So, man, let's keep growing, y'all. Let's keep growing. I appreciate y'all. We're out.
Time I picked up all the pieces. It's so frustrating. Let me out of this cage. I'm not listening no more. 'Cause you're the one that's wrong, and you're gonna regret this life. All your words I'ma soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard.